Connecticut, land of picturesque autumnal landscapes, charming New England towns, and some of the most bafflingly specific laws in America. Seriously, we're talking laws so oddly specific, so weirdly worded, that you'll wonder if the entire state legislature was collectively dared to see who could sneak the strangest thing onto the books. And look, I get it, every state has a few weird laws lurking in the shadows of their legal system, but Connecticut's got a whole graveyard of them, just waiting for some poor, unsuspecting soul to accidentally trip over a legal technicality involving a pickle. So buckle up, because today we're taking a deep dive into the wonderful world of Connecticut's weirdest laws. Get ready to question everything you thought you knew about pickles, dog training, and the very fabric of reality itself. Our first stop on this journey into legal madness takes us to the grocery store, a place where danger apparently lurks in the pickle aisle. That's right, folks, in Connecticut a pickle isn't a pickle unless it bounces. I'm not kidding, it's the law. Apparently, back in the day, some enterprising pickle salesmen were peddling subpar pickles, and the good people of Connecticut decided enough was enough. So now, if you want to sell a pickle in Connecticut, that pickle better be able to bounce. Just imagine the scene. You're at the supermarket minding your own business, when suddenly there's a commotion in aisle 5. It's the pickle inspector making his rounds, ensuring that every single pickle meets the rigorous bounce standards set forth by the great state of Connecticut. Honestly, at this point I wouldn't be surprised if there was a designated pickle bouncer at every farmer's market. Next up, we have a law that seems specifically designed to prevent, well, I'm not entirely sure what it's trying to prevent, but it's certainly something. Apparently in Connecticut you can't keep town records where liquor is sold. I mean, I understand not wanting to mix business with pleasure, but this seems a bit extreme. Are we worried that drunken town council members are going to start amending the town charter with crayon drawings of unicorns and glitter? Or is this just a preventative measure to ensure that the minutes from the town meeting don't devolve into a drunken rant about the neighbor's prize-winning zucchini? Whatever the reason, it's a law that raises more questions than it answers, and that's what we here at Connecticut's Craziest Laws are all about. Now, for all you adrenaline junkies out there who think Connecticut is all quaint villages and maple syrup, I've got news for you. Connecticut has a need for speed, or rather a need to regulate speed, specifically the speed of your bicycle. That's right, folks. Biking over 65 miles per hour is illegal in Connecticut. Now, I'm not what you'd call a cyclist myself. I prefer my transportation to have 4 wheels and a comfortable amount of distance between me and the asphalt. But even I know that hitting 65 miles per hour on a bicycle is less casual weekend ride and more death wish on wheels. I mean, what kind of superhuman quads do you need to achieve that kind of velocity? And more importantly, where can I get some? Asking for a friend who's really struggling to open pickle jars. Next up, we have a law that's sure to make you say, wait, seriously? Apparently in Connecticut it's illegal to dispose of used razor blades. Just throw them in the trash? Nope. Flush them down the toilet? Absolutely not. Melt them down in a crucible and forge them into tiny, incredibly dull swords? Don't even think about it. So, what are you supposed to do with your used razor blades, you ask? Well, the law isn't entirely clear on that front. Maybe you're supposed to collect them. Start a little razor blade museum in your basement? Or perhaps you could create a suit of armor made entirely out of used razor blades. It would be itchy, impractical, and frankly quite dangerous. But hey, at least you wouldn't be breaking any laws. Now, if you're a dog lover, you might want to sit down for this one, because in Connecticut, it's illegal to educate dogs in public. That's right. No teaching your dog to sit at the park, no practicing paw on the sidewalk, and heaven forbid you try to teach your dog to fetch the newspaper in public. Honestly, I'm not sure what's more baffling, the law itself or the fact that someone, somewhere, felt the need to create this law. Was there a rogue dog trainer running amok, forcing unsuspecting pups into impromptu obedience classes in the middle of the town square? Did a group of squirrels band together and lobby for this law, tired of being outsmarted by well-trained canines? The world may never know. Now, let's head over to Hartford, Connecticut's capital city, where apparently walking is too mainstream. because in Hartford, it's illegal to cross the street while walking on your hands. That's right, if you want to get to the other side, you better do it the old-fashioned way, on your feet, like a sucker. I mean, I get it, hand walking is a bit unorthodox. It's not exactly the most efficient way to get around, but illegal? Is there really a pressing need to dedicate valuable legislative time to outlaw hand walking? Was Hartford overrun with hand-walking hooligans, terrorizing pedestrians and disrupting traffic? Or was this just a slow day at the state capitol? Again, we may never know. Next, we're off to Southington, Connecticut, a town that takes its fun very, very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they've outlawed silly string. That's right, folks. In Southington, that colourful, stringy menace is public enemy number one. Now, I'll admit, silly string isn't exactly the most sophisticated form of entertainment, but it's harmless fun, right? Apparently not in Southington. Maybe they had a traumatic silly string incident back in the day, a rogue can of silly string wreaking havoc on the annual town picnic, or maybe they just really, really hate cleaning up stringy messes. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure, in Southington, silly string is no laughing matter. Hold on to your joysticks, gamers, because in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, arcades can have no more than 4 amusement devices. That's right, 4, not 5, not 44. Now, I'm not sure what they consider an amusement device, but I'm guessing it covers everything from Pac-Man to skee-ball to those claw machines that are rigged to steal your hopes and dreams 1 quarter at a time. So, if you're planning a trip to Rocky Hill and hoping to relive your glory days at the arcade, you might be out of luck. Unless, of course, you're a fan of extremely limited gaming options and the crushing weight of nostalgia. Next up, we're off to Meriden, Connecticut, where apparently the sound of childhood joy is strictly prohibited. That's right, folks. In Meriden, using a bean whistle in public is illegal. Now, I'll be honest with you, I had to Google what a bean whistle was. Because honestly, when was the last time you saw a bean whistle outside of a museum dedicated to forgotten children's toys? But apparently in Meriden, bean whistles are a menace to society, a scourge on the very fabric of their community. Or maybe, just maybe, someone in Meriden had a really bad experience with a particularly shrill bean whistle and decided to take it out on everyone. Attention all aspiring singers and whistlers. If you're a beautician in Waterbury, Connecticut, you better keep your vocal stylings to yourself. Because in Waterbury, beauticians are forbidden from humming, singing or whistling while serving customers. Now I get it. No one wants to hear me try to hit a high note while they're getting their hair cut. But a blanket ban on all forms of musical expression, that seems a bit harsh. Was there some sort of barbershop quartet uprising in Waterbury's past? Did a rogue hairstylist's off-key rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody traumatize an entire generation? The world may never know. Hold on to your fire helmets, folks, because in New Britain, Connecticut, fire trucks are subject to a rather unusual speed limit. Even when responding to a fire, those brave firefighters can't exceed 25 miles per hour. Now, I'm no firefighter, but I'm pretty sure that when you're racing towards a raging inferno, the last thing on your mind is adhering to the speed limit. But hey, maybe New Britain knows something we don't. Maybe they've cracked the code to fighting fires at a leisurely pace. Or maybe, just maybe, this is a prime example of why you shouldn't let bureaucracy get in the way of common sense. And finally, we end our journey in Guilford, Connecticut, a town that takes its holiday decorations very, very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they've outlawed all Christmas lights that aren't white. That's right, folks. In Guilford, if it's not white, it's not right. Now, I'm all for a bit of holiday cheer, but a ban on colourful Christmas lights? That seems a bit extreme. Maybe they're going for a minimalist aesthetic, or maybe they just really, really hate rainbows. Whatever the reason, one thing's for sure. In Guilford, Christmas is strictly a white Christmas. And there you have it, folks. A whirlwind tour of Connecticut's most bizarre and baffling laws. From bouncing pickles to silent salons, Connecticut certainly keeps things interesting. So the next time you're planning a trip to the Constitution State, remember to pack your pickle-bouncing shoes, leave your silly string at home, and for the love of all that is holy, don't even think about teaching your dog to fetch in public. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the weird and wonderful world of Connecticut law. Next video we have a state. It's illegal to pawn artificial limbs as payments to pawnbrokers.